Welcome, everyone. So let's come to a comfortable seat. So I discovered, I'm doing these classes, I discovered that my couch has this nice arm cushion. And it's just this um, little piece of, it's kind of like a very small bolster. So maybe your couch has something like this that you can use for support. Again, if you have blocks, very inexpensive blocks, maybe 2 books to kind of use as a support, as a block would be a pillow. So this is restorative. So in this practice, we're going to start just noticing the physical body and noticing whatever is happening in our mind and our emotional body. So we have all these different aspects, right? We have our physical body, which kind of goes to the foreground all the time, because whatever we're thinking, whatever we're feeling emotionally kind of gets locked in the physical. And we notice that the most. But there's the emotional body, which is this layer of, sometimes it's a layer of heaviness, like a clouded feeling, and sometimes it's elation or a joyful feeling, and sometimes it's just in between. So Rumi tells us that we have this inner voice that doesn't speak, that can guide us. So as you come to sit, just let your legs open and cross in a way that's comfortable for you. And if that's not comfortable for you today, just stretch the legs out straight, okay? You can even bend the knees, step the feet on the floor, and just kind of wrap your arms around your legs. But think about finding a way to rest the body on the ground. And then let your shoulders move forward. So the upper back rounds, and just like you're really drawing the belly button into the spine, and your center is kind of drawing in, and the shoulders are moving forward, and the upper back is rounding. And then let the shoulders lift up by the earlobes. And as you exhale, draw them back on top of the back and let them drape and get heavy on top of the back. So in this process, the elbows move a little closer to the ribs, and lift your hands and just spread your fingers out. So look at your hands and just create a lot of space between the fingers and let them come to rest lightly. And as the edges of the palms come down, let all the pads of the fingers land lightly, very lightly. And let your crown of the head float upward, like you're reaching upward to the ceiling. And let all the weight of the body settle. As you exhale, close the eyes, let the eyelids be very soft over the eyes, and let all the weight just settle to the outer edges of the legs, finding the ground. And in this process of finding the ground, I want you to draw all your attention to the ground and let your weight just come to settle. And notice the muscles maybe still tight in the thighs. So think about your tailbone, just tuck it in a little bit as you exhale, press down through the tailbone, and let the muscles of the thighs relax. And let your body really land on the ground. And notice the ground there. So you can feel the ground underneath you. It's your support. Trust it. Let your weight rest there. Notice your shoulders. If the back started to round, just gently draw the shoulders back on top of the back. And that gives you a little push forward with your chest. Your heart space moves forward. Think about that area at the bottom of your chin. The chin is lifting very slightly so that the bottom of the chin is level with the floor right underneath you. And then take another full breath in, feel the body fill and open and expand, and let it go out to the mouth like a big sigh. So having that audible breath, that ujjayi breath. So full deep breath in through the nose and let it go. Again, full breath in through the nose and let it go. Now just place one hand on the abdomen and one hand on by your heart, and let your elbows be pointing down, and just lift your elbows like you want to point them out to each side. Let the shoulders move back a little bit more, and as you exhale, let the elbow tips point down. Think of there's a weight on each elbow. Now take the next inhale, lift up to the top of the head. So we're going to do some breathing first. So to really kind of allow that emotional body just to kind of settle, the breath is very helpful with that. So I want you to draw your mind into the space of the movement of the breath. So we're going to take the fullest inhale that you can, and we're going to hold it for the count of 2, and then we're going to exhale like a big sigh. So take a full deep breath in, hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and exhale. Again, full deep breath in, hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and exhale. Again, full deep breath in and hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and exhale. Again, full breath in. We're going to hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and exhale. Now we're going to do that again, but this time we're going to hold for 3. So take a full deep breath in and hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Let it go. Again, feel the body lift and open and expand, and hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. One more time. Full breath in and hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Exhale. Let your hands fall to the top of the thighs and open your eyes. So from here, I want you to take the tips of your fingers to the outside edge of your knees, lift your chin, move hinge forward from the hip crease. So bring the chin forward, hips forward. Now look down, look straight down, reach the top of the head toward me, but press your tail back toward the mat. Let your elbows be bent, snuggle both elbows back, pulling those tips of the shoulders back a little bit. Now, as you inhale, bring your chin toward that left knee. So turn to the left, chin leaning forward toward that left knee. Now inhale, make a line from your left knee to the right with your chin. Take a full breath, and as you exhale, turning on the exhale, little twist here, and then inhale, make that line back to the left knee with the chin. And then exhale, let your twist happen a little bit more, moving the left elbow back, the shoulder back. Inhale, draw the line again to the right knee. Now take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. As you inhale, lift your head up and bring your right hand behind you and go into your twist. So if your neck bothers you, just look to the side, look to the side. Now bring your right hand, tips of the fingers a little further behind you. Press down through the tips of the fingers. Press the shoulders down. Lift up through the crown of the head as you inhale. And then as you exhale, maybe that chin turns to that right shoulder, points to the right shoulder, or maybe you just snuggle the right shoulder open a little bit more. Deep breath in, deep breath out. So in the twist, I want you to create length in your spine. I want you to let your muscles in your thighs relax and let your shoulders be heavy. One more breath here. Now, as we release this, I want you to bring your right hand onto the mat on the outside of that right leg, and left hand onto the floor on the outside of the leg. Now inhale, lift up. So we come forward from the hip crease, looking forward over that right knee. Lift your chest, lift your chin, create length, and then bend the elbows and look down at your right knee. Now elbows are bent. Now press down through the tips of the fingers. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chin, lift the chest, look up. And then as you exhale, still leaning from the hip crease, move the chin toward the knee and look down. Inhale, press into the fingers, so spider fingers, pressing, lifting. First the arms straighten, then the chin and the chest lift. And then we lean forward a little bit more as we start to exhale, looking down. Now bring the hands more evenly so your shoulders are square. Take your chin from that right knee to the left, and then bring the right hand to the outside of that left thigh. Start to lift up with the body, upper body. As you inhale, bring the left fingertips behind. So if your neck feels better on this side, you might look to the side and nudging the chin toward the back shoulder, or you might just look off at an angle. So pay attention to the neck. So pay attention to what Rumi tells us. Listen to that voice with no words. Lift up through the crown of the head. Move from the waist. Snuggle that left shoulder back. Maybe the chin starts to rotate. Maybe it doesn't. Lengthen the spine. Now notice your thighs and your legs and soften the muscles there. Pressing down to the left fingertips, lifting up through the crown of the head, just creating an upper body length. Landing, keeping the groundedness to the lower body. Now take your left hand a little bit more in line with that left shoulder. Bring the right hand onto the floor. Start to look forward. So we're in line with that knee, that left knee. Now lift up long through the spine. Move forward from the hip crease. Lift your chin. Lift your chest. As you exhale, spider fingers. Let the elbows bend. Let the body fold, chin toward that left knee now. Inhale, press into the fingertips, lengthen and look up. Exhale, bend the elbows and let the chin come toward the knee. Inhale, lift up. So the movement is within your space. So you might go deep, you might not. So pay attention to your space. One more time, exhaling, moving down. From here, bring both hands forward onto the floor in front of your mat. Maybe you're on the palms, maybe you're on the tips of the fingers. If you're on the palms, see if you can soften the elbows and the forearms toward the floor. If you're on the tips of the fingers, just keep the elbows soft, but draw the elbows back towards you and lift your chin and look forward. And maybe the palms can come down. So how do your hips feel? How do your knees feel? If you need to back up, so we back up following the guide of the guidance of the body. So if my knees are bothering, my hips are bothering me, I'm going to come way up, arms are straight, my chest is lifted. As I move forward from the pelvis, I might be high, elbows are soft, and I might be just kind of pulsing forward a little bit. If I'm lower, my palms are down, my forearms start to come toward the mat, the elbows might come down to the floor as well. And I'm just going to look down and shake my head a little side to side. Now feeling the ground through the outer edges of the legs, maybe the forearms, or maybe still on the pads of the fingers and the arms are pretty straight. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath. So feel the breath come in, feel the crown of the head reach toward me. As you exhale, draw the belly in, draw the tail toward the mat. Inhale again, reach the crown of the head toward me. Feel a lengthening of the spine, and then exhale, belly draws in, tail toward the mat. Now come onto the pads of the fingers and start to walk the hands back to the knees, lifting the shoulders, big shoulder rolls. So we're exaggerating. So inhale, roll the shoulders forward, let the belly draw in, and then lifting them, draw them back, let the belly push forward. Inhale, roll the shoulders forward, lifting by the earlobes. Exhale, draw the shoulders back, chest and belly move forward. Inhale, belly draws in and shoulders move forward and up, and exhale. Draw the shoulders back and create the arch in the back, and we're going to hold here. Now tips of the fingers on each shoulder. So you're just slightly touching. Maybe it's just the first and second finger, maybe all of the fingers. Now look at your elbows and just think about pointing them out to each side. Now a little bit of a circle. So very small circle. So the tip of the elbow at each side is making the circle. Now think about pressing your fingers down into those shoulders. So our shoulders are not scrunching up. We're pressing down the shoulders, and the elbows are making this very small circle, both elbows at the same time. Now we're going to stop and we're going to change the direction of the circle. Keep pressing the fingers. Fingers are heavy on the shoulders to remind us to let the shoulders settle. And we're just revolving those circles in the opposite direction. One more time here. Now, when you come to stop, I want you to inhale, lift your chest and chin. Keep the fingers on the shoulders. Let the movement happen. The belly fills and it comes forward from you. Come forward from the hip crease, arch the back. As you exhale, start with the belly. Draw it in, tuck the chin, and then bring the tips of the elbows forward to touch. So the back is really rounded. The belly is drawn in. Inhale, slowly open. Draw the elbows back now. See if you can move them back on each side to feel more openness in the heart, and the back is arched. Exhale, strongly start to draw the belly in, tuck the chin, then move the elbow tips toward each other. We're going to do it 2 more times. So roll forward from the hip crease, open the chest, open the elbows, lift the chin. Exhale, start to roll back on the tail, draw the belly in, tuck the chin, elbow tips come together. Inhale, open and lift, arching the back. Maybe the elbows move a little further back. Exhale, belly draws in, chin tucks, elbows come to touch. From here, just start to straighten the spine, open the elbows out. Now palms up, just let the rest of the arm expand, open. Curl your fingers and snuggle the shoulders down. So I don't want your shoulders up by your earlobes. I want you to let them be heavy. And then I want you to bounce your hands just a little bit and just a little movement up and down. Fingers are curled, and I want you to feel the energy that you're holding in the palm of the hand. So we are energy. We are energy. And our energy does not stay in our body. It moves around. So if we were in the room together, I would have you close your eyes and just imagine your energy joining with the person next to you or in front of you. So let the arms just stay out, let stretch it out, but the fingers are curled, and just hold that energy and feel it. Close your eyes, feel it. There's this movement in the palm of the hand, and your energy is building, and it's moving around the room, and it's joining with everyone that's around you. So imagine us all in the same room and feel your energy linking with the person next to you on each side, and the person in front of you and the person behind you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath. Now open the eyes, keep the fingers curled, turn the hands forward so they're facing, and then inhale. Bring that energy together in the palm of your hands, but don't let your hands touch. Keep the fingers curled. Feel that ball of energy that you're holding it. Now bring both hands to the heart and bring that energy back into your heart space, and let your shoulders settle. Take a deep breath in, close the eyes, and let it go. Deep breath in, and let it go. One more time, deep breath in, and let it go. From here, as we open the eyes, we're going to release our hands to the mat, stretch those legs out. So just kind of unfold, and if you're sitting on something, slide off and just put it off to the side. If you're going to use that for support, keep it within reach. And then lean to the left, lift your right hand, bring your hand behind your thigh and pull the hip and the seat back. And then lean to the right, bring your left hand behind that left thigh and pull the leg back. In this process, we're going to lean forward from the pelvis, so hands onto the floor. Elbows are soft, shoulders are soft. Start to flex your feet and just stretch out the legs from being folded so long. And then bring your hands to the knees, lift your shoulders. Think of those elbows coming beside the body, and they're heavy. Let them pull down those shoulders and keep that hip width space between your legs. Now come on to the pads of the fingers on the knee, lift up nice and long through the spine. As you exhale, move from the hip crease first, and then just slide the arms out long onto the legs as far as they can go without bringing your shoulders with them. And then inhale, slide the fingers back to the knees, lift up nice and long, and exhale. Slide those fingers forward again, just straightening the arms. So moving from the hip crease, belly, chest, and chin. Chin stays lifted. Inhale, slide the fingers back. So you're on the pads of the fingers. Shoulders are on top of the bag. And then exhale, move from the belly, chest, and chin first. And then just extend, slide the fingers so the arms are long. From here, wrap your hands around wherever you are. Wherever, as far as you've gone. So maybe you're on your shins, maybe you're by your ankles, but don't let your shoulders be tight. So roll one shoulder up and back and then the other. From here, look down, reach forward with the crown of the head. Pay attention to your lower back so the arms are going to land on the legs. Crown of the head reaches toward the toes. You're getting a longer neck, so your shoulders are pulling back, your elbows are pulling back, and you're leaning in to this movement from the hip crease. Deep breath in, deep breath out. From here, we're gonna keep the chin tucked, slide the hands to the knees, then the thighs, elbows move back beside the ribs, and then palms come down beside you. From here, we're gonna bend the right knee and bring your hand to the knee and the ankle and pull that foot as close in as you can. So maybe your toes line up with that left knee. Now bring your right hand and left hand to the floor. Move your right hip forward just a little bit and then grab the knee and the ankle. Lift up nice and tall. Take that left arm, hook it around that right leg. And as you do that, your left shoulder is going to come forward. Let it come forward. And then turn your chin to the right shoulder. Bring your hand down beside you. Maybe that left hand's holding the knee. Maybe your arm is hooked around the knee. Left hand behind, right hand behind. Lift up through the crown of the head. Flex the left foot and turn your chin toward the back shoulder. Now, notice your top of your shoulders here. So if your back is rounded, you're going to feel uncomfortable. I want you to lift your chest and chin and then turn the chin again toward the back shoulder. So we're creating a long spine from the tail to the crown of the head. One more breath here. Now look forward to that knee. We're going to take our hand, right hand to the knee, left hand to the ankle, lift the foot, cross it over the left leg. Both hands interlace on that knee. Now grow again from the crown of the head to the tail. Get your spine long, let your spine grow. You're gonna take that same left arm, wrap it. So if your shoulder hurts, you're just gonna hold it with your hand, left hand. If you can hook your elbow, you're gonna hook your elbow. If you hook your elbow, that left shoulder starts to come in more in line with that knee. So let it come more in line with the knee. Then turn that right hand, bring it behind you and look behind as the hand lands. Make sure your fingers are facing in the right direction and make sure that your hand is close to your seat. So we still want to keep length. Whenever we're twisting, we want to have a twist from a long spine. So look to your front foot, that left foot. Make sure it's flexed strongly. Look to your right knee. Make sure it's tall. So don't let it be leaning open to the right. You want it tall. And then turn your chin toward the right shoulder. And think about drawing the belly in so you have more space to rotate from the hip, from the waist. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath here. Now, as we come forward, we're going to take the right hand on the knee, left hand on the ankle, and we're just going to come to the outer edge of that right foot. And we're crossing about mid-calf here. And hand on the knee, hand on the ankle, flexing both feet. Create length again. So it's like you're a puppet and I pull that string that's controlling your head and your neck and your spine. and your seat is really connected, and your leg, extended leg, is connected. Both feet are flexed and we're nice and long. From here, think about pulling on that leg, but bring your chest and chin forward. So pay attention to the hamstring stretch that you're creating in that left leg. Pay attention to your hip. Take a deep breath in, come back up tall. As you exhale, fold forward from the hip crease again. And then deep breath in, come back up tall, and exhale, fold forward again. From here, just take that left arm and reach it toward the left toes, and wiggle the fingers. And then wiggle the fingers a little bit more, and maybe pull yourself forward from the hip crease again. And pay attention again to the movement in the body, how it's affecting the body. And if it's your hamstrings are really tight, back up a little bit. You feel the stretch that works for you, where you're not overstretching, but we all need to stretch. Deep breath in, deep breath out. From here, as we bend that left elbow, we're going to grab the foot. We're going to cross the ankle. Now, not right on the ankle bone. The ankle bone is on the outside of the leg. And we're going to take that right arm and bring it on the inside of the leg. So palm up, press the arm on the inside of that right leg, press down through the arm, lift up through the crown of the head, let your shoulders settle here. Keep that left foot flexed. So right foot is flexed as well, and the hand is supporting the flexed sole of the foot. So our ankle is not twisted. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now from here, hand back to that knee. We're going to lift the foot, step it on the floor, knee tall, slide the leg out, bring the hands beside us again, roll those shoulders on top of the back, press the palms down, lift up through the crown of the head, and lean forward from the belly, then the chest, chin is lifted. Now bring the hands forward onto the legs, let the shoulders be a little soft, let your fingers wrap around wherever you are. So maybe you're about mid-shin, maybe you're by your ankles, but don't let your neck be scrunched or your shoulders be scrunched. Hold on, lift up through the chin, pressing down through the tail, and feel both legs getting a little hamstring stretch. As we come back, we're going to take our hand behind that left leg and bend the knee, step the foot on the floor, then hand on the knee, hand on the ankle, bring that heel a little bit closer. Remember, there's that space between our legs still, hip width. Now, think about that left hip moving forward just a little bit to get our lower back and more level, more in line. And then both hands on that knee, lift up nice and tall. Think about creating length. A lot of flexion through the right leg, shoulders anchored, crown of the head floating up. We're going to take that right arm. Maybe you're just going to hold the hand on the knee. So grabbing the fingers, grab the outside of the knee, and the hand grabs the palm of the hand grabs the knee. The knee is tall. Or maybe you're going to wrap your elbow around it, the inner elbow, and that shoulder comes forward. Then we're going to take that left hand behind us, palm on the floor. Now, turn your chin just a little bit. Lift up to the crown of the head. Let the shoulders get heavy again. Make sure your wrist is good behind you. So when the fingers are turned the wrong direction, you might feel in your wrist. And we want to use that arm and that hand for support to help us find length. So inhale, reach up to the crown of the head, get a long spine. Exhale, turn the chin toward that left shoulder. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath here. Now, as we come forward, left hand on the knee, right hand on the ankle, cross the leg over. So it's the outside edge of the left foot now is resting, the foot is flexed, and the leg is crossed. Now come up tall, let your hand be on the knee and your hand on the foot, the flexed foot. Now, what I want you to think about doing is lift the flexed foot off the floor. Take your left arm, palm up, bring it on the inside of that left leg. Press down to that edge of the outer edge of your arm, your forearm. Your elbow is not pressing, your elbow is free. Press down, lift up through the crown of the head. Get really long, and then exhale. Move forward from the hip crease. So creating the stretch. Pay attention to what the body tells you. Take a deep breath in. Notice and allow yourself permission to maybe back up or maybe go deeper. So I always caution to back up, but sometimes we hesitate to go deeper, and we can. So permission from the body, maybe to go deeper. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now think about taking that right hand, keep that foot flexed, but release the right hand, stretch it, reach it toward the toes. Wiggle the fingers, maybe a little pulsing. See how that feels to create a little bit more of a stretch, a little bit more of a reach. And if you need to, support the knee with the palm, the left hand supports the left knee as you do that, or you're still pushing down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. So the movement happens from the hip crease, the flexible part of the hip, and the belly comes forward and the chest comes forward, but we keep the chin lifted. One more breath here. Now bring the hand back to the foot, straighten up the spine again. We're gonna step that foot down because we forgot to do that, right? We forgot to do that. So step that foot across, get your knee tall. And then with that same arm, that right arm, so either you're holding it with your hand, getting a tall knee, or you're hooking your elbow. And then we're gonna take that left hand behind and press down to the palms of the hands and lift up through the crown of the head and flex the foot and let your shoulders anchor and let your chin turn. Full breath in, full breath out. So here's a perfect example, right? Forgot to do that on this side. Forgot that piece. So we give ourselves leeway to not always be perfect and not always do everything exactly the way we intended to do it. Can we do that in this scary time where we're in this uncertainty, where we don't really know how to act because we haven't been in this place before, this space? So can we be kind to ourselves? Can we be gentle with ourselves? Can we know that we're not always going to do what maybe we intended to do, and give ourselves that space? So give yourself that space. So no matter what you're feeling here, don't judge it. Don't judge yourself, because we're all in this together, and we're doing the best we can. Full breath in, full breath out. So give yourself space to maybe not be perfect. Don't judge yourself. One more breath. Now come forward. We're going to take the foot and the leg, and we're going to uncross and stretch it out. So both hands behind, rock all the way to the left. Lift your right hip, slide your heel back, and land your hip. Lean forward, rock all the way to the right. Let your left hip lift, slide that leg back. And then land your hands. All the time I'm moving forward from the hip crease, leaning toward my thighs, lifting the hip, moving that leg back, and then lean to the other side. Lift and move that leg back. Now look down. Your chin should be almost reaching for your knees now. And slide your hands on the shins and let your elbows land. And look down. Reach the crown of the head toward the toes or toward me. Let your legs, both legs, get that stretch. Look up where maybe the fingers can grab the toes, or even if it's very barely grabbing them, and lift your chin. Full breath in, full breath out. From here, hands beside you. We're going to come to lie on our mat. So bring yourself around. So maybe you have a blanket, maybe you have a pillow. I want you to think about, maybe you have blocks. I want you to think about putting them behind your thighs. So make 2 tents with your legs, and your feet are on the floor, and just put that, whatever you have, underneath you. And if you don't have anything, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's bring our hands down and lift our seat. And when you lift your seat, I want you to think about lifting, move your tail back and move your belly forward. So you're leaning forward. And then bring your feet back a little bit more towards you. Now, come down on your forearm. So look to the arm that's coming down, land your forearm, your elbow, your hand, and then look to the other side, land it. And then as you come down with the head, the back, keep the head lifted. Keep the chin tucked, look to your knees. Now, lift your toes and pull, drag that blanket or that pillow along with you, and bring your head down. Let your arms open out to the side, palms up. Let your toes land. Now just stretch one leg out. Let your foot open to the side. Stretch the other leg. Let your foot open. So if you have that support underneath you, just feel the outer edges of the thighs, feeling that support, and let the support be there to hold you, to anchor you, to connect you to the ground a little bit more. So palms up, shoulders down. Take a deep breath in and let it go. We're going to go back to that holding of the breath. So make sure you're comfortable. So I want you to move, flex your feet, rock your heels, and make sure that the legs are comfortable. Lift your arms and reach one arm up and then the other, and pull the shoulders away from the floor. And then fingers land on the belly, elbows land on the floor, feet flop open again, wiggle the toes. Now, let your shoulder blades be heavy. Take a deep breath in. Hold for the count of 3. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. See how long you can make your exhale. So deep breath in. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Again, deep breath in. Hold. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Last time, deep breath in. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Keep your hands where they are. Just bring your heels to touch, bend the soles of the feet. Let the knees be open. So if your hips are really tight, slide your feet away, and maybe they can feel that support on the outer edges of the legs. Take another breath. Move your elbows out just a little bit. Let the body weight land. Let your shoulders land. Let your mind land. Notice. Notice whatever there is to notice. So it's different for all of us. Just notice and allow yourself to notice. Allow yourself to be present in whatever's going on inside of yourself. Notice as the body starts to react, as the shoulders start to scrunch or the belly starts to get that feeling. And just allow it. Allow it. Allow it to be there. Full breath in. Full breath out. This breath in. This breath out. 2 more breaths. So we're practicing just being with whatever is going on inside of us. Can you do that? Can you just be? Now just lift your knees, step your feet on the floor. Hug that left knee in, flex your foot, lift your head, chin to the knee. Let your shoulders be heavy. Lift your toes, stretch your heel up to the ceiling. Bring your hands behind your calves, both hands, pull the leg towards you. Bend your knee, grab the inner and outer edge of your foot. Maybe stretch the leg long, maybe keep the knee bent. Now take that left hand on the arm on the inside of the leg. Maybe grab the big toe, maybe grab the outer edge of the ankle so that arm goes under. The arm is on the inside of the knee, the hand goes on the outside of the ankle, and bring your head down. Flex the foot, open the knee out, and pull the leg down. If you have the big toe, the foot is still flexed, you're pulling the thigh and the knee down. Stretch your right leg out if you can. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now see if you can stretch your leg up. Reach your heel. Let your arm land, that right arm, palm up. Bring your right hand to your hip. Let your left leg move out to the left. Maybe the knee is bent, maybe the leg is stretched. Think about your right shoulder pressing into the floor. One more breath here. Let your leg float back up. We're going to bend the knee. Bring both hands to that knee. Hug it in. Stretch the leg out. Open the arms, palms up. Let your feet flop open. Let your body weight land. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more breath. Now bend both knees. Step the feet on the floor. Bring both hands to surround that right knee. Flex your foot. Hug the thigh in. Lift your head. Let your shoulders be heavy. Now lift the toes up, reaching the heel. Slide both hands behind the calf. Pull the leg towards you. Lift your gaze. Look up toward the toes. Drawing that heel toward the ceiling, stretching your leg. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now, as your head comes down, well, first, before you bring your head down, bend your knee, inner and outer edge of your foot. Grab it with your fingers and let your right knee bend a little bit. Now, think about stretching the leg and then bring your head down. Maybe tuck the chin. And if you need to, keep the head lifted. But think about shoulders heavy, heel extended. Now start to bend the knee and bring that right arm on the inside of the leg. If you can grab the big toe with the first two fingers, do that. If you can't, the elbow's on the inside of the leg, the hand reaches around and grabs the ankle. And we release that left hand to the hip and we flex the right foot and let the leg come down toward the floor. So if you have your big toe, you're just pulling down with the flexion. You have your ankle, you're doing the same thing. The knee is bending, the thigh is coming down. Take a deep breath in. Now think about stretching your left leg out. Keep that right thigh and knee reaching for the floor. Now next inhale, think about stretching the right leg and opening it out to the right. Hold. So think about that left shoulder. Push it to the floor, shoulder blade. Hand holding the hip. Stretch the leg out, the right leg out to the right. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now bring the leg back in. Bend the knee, hug that thigh in. Let your shoulders relax. Bring the left knee in. Cross your ankles, but keep the legs together. Flex both feet. Drop your knees a little to the left and then a little to the right. So it's not a big movement, just tip to the left, tip to the right. They're not going all the way down. They're just pointing to the left and pointing to the right. Get a little rocking motion in that lower back. Now think about making a circle. So hug the thighs in, move the knees to the right, move them away, move them to the left, hug in. Think about it's really, make it round. So the movement's not so much big as the circle is round. Hug the thighs, let them brush the chest, then move them off to the side and away, and then hug them back in. Now let your hands go onto the kneecap so your shoulder blades land. And they feel the shoulders getting this massage and make the circle bigger. So maybe tip the legs a little more in each direction and let the shoulder blades stay landed as you make this circle. And then stop and go the other way. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now, when we come back to center, where we feel our shoulder blades, we feel our lower back, just uncross the ankles. Bring the feet together, bring the knees together. Bring your hands to your shins, bring your thighs into the chest without your shoulders scrunching. So let your shoulders be pressing down, shoulder blades. Now lift your toes, bring your hands behind both thighs. Feet are still touching. Think about reaching those heels like you really want to touch the ceiling. Let your arms reach over the head. Tuck your chin as you do that. Let your thumbs land. Thumbs land. And if you're lucky enough to let your arms find contact, great. If you can't, just a thumb and reach, slide the thumbs away. Get a little bit more length in the upper body. So think from the tail to the middle finger, you're creating a long line of energy. And then reach up to the heels, and from the tail to the heels, that line of energy at a right angle. Now inhale, lift the arms up, point to the toes, let your shoulders lift away from the floor. Let your head peel up. Maybe grab the toes, pull the legs towards you. Keep looking up. If it's too uncomfortable, bring the hands behind the calves. Relax the shoulders. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now bring the head back down, bend both knees, bring the soles of the feet to touch, and land the outer edges of the feet on the floor. Hands on the inner thigh, press down. So press your shoulders first, shoulder blades, and then slide the edges of the feet away a little bit. And the soles of the feet just separate just a little. Let your arms open out again, palms up. Curl those fingers. Take a deep breath in, let the back land. So feel your head, just rock your head a little side to side. So in this rocking motion, think of pointing your chin to the left shoulder. And then inhale, let it slowly roll up and across to the right shoulder as you exhale. Inhale, let your chin lift, pointing to the ceiling, and then exhale, pointed to the left shoulder. And one more time, lift, keep the chin moving slowly to the right. Now let the chin come back to center. Press your shoulders down. Tuck your tailbone up. Press the edges of the feet into the floor. Knees are just suspended. Can you let your legs be suspended? Full breath in, full breath out. So while you're here, I'm going to read you what Brian has written for us today. So follow the breath. Let your eyes be closed. Let your mind just empty itself as you're emptying the stress and tension from the body. Play your hand. It's called play your hand. You have to play the cards you are dealt. First sentence, right? You have to play the cards you are dealt. Although you can exert control over many aspects of your life, there are factors beyond your control. So there's that balance, right? We think we have all this control. In reality, it's a balance of what we have control of and what we don't. Any reaction of anger, blame, or regret will be self-defeating and counterproductive. You've got to take what you've been given and create a strategy to get the most from it. Of course, who wouldn't want to have everything perfect? No one wants to deal with unpleasant or unfortunate circumstances, but they occur. Once they are present, you have no choice but to make the best of the situation. Every situation you face and each set of circumstances you encounter contains one or more opportunities to turn a bad hand into a winning hand. It's not the cards you are dealt, but how you play them that determines the outcome. Fight any tendency to become overwhelmed or negative. Each time you successfully play your hand, your self-confidence grows, as well as your ability to successfully handle whatever comes next. As with anything, your skill level improves with practice. Within you exists more strength, ability, and determination than you realize. It is from this vast well of internal resources that you can draw whatever is needed to get the most from every hand you are dealt. You have everything you need inside yourself. Tell yourself that. I have everything I need inside myself. Now start to think about bending the knees, stepping the feet on the floor, lifting the knees, stepping the feet on the floor, hug the knees in, and rock a little side to side. And we're going to bring ourselves back up. So we're going to end a little differently tonight. So I want us to come to stand. So gently come onto either side and bring yourself up to stand. And just come to stand about hip width apart. And try and face me. And bring your hands behind you, a light clasp with the hands. So a light clasp with the hands, we're known with the palms together. We have the palms open, lifted, open to receive. And think about just lifting onto the toes of the left foot and send all that weight to the right foot. All that weight to the right foot. And then come down slowly onto the ball of the left foot, and then drop your heel and come onto the ball of the right foot and lift a little higher than the ball of the foot. So you're really shifting the weight into the left foot. Spread the toes, feel the ground, feel your connection. And then slowly press the ball of that right foot and the heel down. And now lift the toes of both feet, fan them open, and feel the ball of both feet and the heel pressing strongly. Let your toes be free. And then think about, can you land the big toes? And then let all the rest kind of drop down, spread out. Now move a little to the right, little shift to the hip, but keep the weight even in the feet. And then shift a little to the left. So we're finding the ground with the feet, and we're just manipulating the upper body without losing that feeling of groundedness to the feet. When you feel like you have even pressure on both feet, come back to center, move the shoulders forward and up, and draw the hands away from the seat so the belly moves forward and the hands move away. We're still open palm. Now close the eyes, lift up through the crown of the head. Take a full breath in, it's like you want to touch the ceiling with your head, feel that. And then feel that length of your body, how everything's separating in the vertebrae in the spine, and let the shoulders become heavy, let the knuckles reach down toward the heels, let the feet land, a little pressure in those feet to stretch the legs, feel the hamstrings start to engage. And when you find this length of your body, let your body soften. Don't let it sink, let it soften. So imagine all the weight of the body is trickling from the top of the body to the feet to the floor. Now let your hands separate, turn the palms forward, and let your fingers curl. And let your shoulders really get heavy here. Now, think about open your eyes, look up. Don't lift your chin, just look up. Now, reach the arms out, palms up, and bring the arms slowly to surround the ears. And when the palms come to touch up in the air, reach up to the fingers, let your shoulders get heavy, let your weight go to your feet. Now, bring the palms down in front of your face. So watch your hands come down in front of the face, and let your gaze be at those tips of your fingers as the hands come to your heart. Now, I want you to peel that right foot off the floor, come onto the ball of the foot. Left foot took all that weight. Now, take that right foot behind the left foot and land it next to the left foot. So the outer edges of both feet are touching. and the legs are touching. So you crossed your legs from behind. Now, lift the arms up again. So there's some balance here. Lift the arms up, separate the hands, let the arms be wide, reach up to the middle fingers. Now, let the arms tilt to the left and look up underneath that right arm. So go slow, there's balance here. Now turn your left hand, bring it behind the back, support the lower back, and reach a little bit more to the right hand. Deep breath in, deep breath out. So really pressing down to the feet. Keep the length of the body. Now inhale, release the left hand, bring it back up. Let the arms be wide first. Bring the palms together, follow the hands down again. When the thumbs get to the chest, fingers turn in so the elbows are pointing out a little bit. Bend a little bit both knees and step that right foot back, hip width. Now come onto the toes of the left foot. Let that right foot take the weight. A little softness in both knees. Now lift your left foot, bring it behind your right, and land it next to the right. So the outer edges of the feet are touching. Press down through both feet, all the toes, ball, heel. Stretch through those legs, lift up through the crown of the head. Let the arms rise up again, separating the hands. Reach through the middle fingers so the arms are wide here. And then tip to the left as you look up under that left arm. Tip the arms to the right. Tip the arms to the right. Press into the feet. Create a connection to ground here. So here we are practicing, right? It's a little shaky. We're a little shaky because it's new territory, but we're here. We have everything we need inside of ourselves. Feel the ground. Turn that right hand, bring it behind the back. Use that hand for a little more support of the back. Reach a little more to the left arm, moving to the right. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now inhale, right arm up, palms together, spine long. Exhale, palms to the heart. Look down at the tips of your thumbs, turn them in. Thumbs at the chest, tips of the thumbs at the pointed to the chin. Soften both knees. Take that left foot, place it back. Step your feet a little bit wider, a little bit wider. Inhale, squeeze the arms out, press the feet down, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, squeeze the arms back, palms up, lift up. Exhale. One more time, inhale, reach out, reach up. Exhale. Full deep breath in. Oh. Namaste, everyone.